Okay, so today we're going to take a deep dive
Oh, cool.
into something
Right.
that you probably use every day,
Yeah.
but maybe don't think that much about.
Uh-huh.
Um, all the dental care products out there,
I see.
you know,
Yeah.
toothpaste, mouthwash, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And we're really going to decode the science
Yeah.
behind all those tubes and bottles and all the ingredients so you can make,
Absolutely. Yeah.
more informed choices for your smile.
Mm-hmm.
Our source material for this deep dive is an excerpt
Okay.
from a really fascinating publication
Cool.
called Understanding Dental Care Products.
Yeah.
A comprehensive look at ingredients and alternatives.
Uh-huh.
So, get ready for some surprises.
Okay.
Because some of the stuff that you thought was like a must-have
Right.
turns out maybe not so much.
Interesting.
And then some of the stuff that you thought maybe was like, oh, that's all natural. It's got to be better.
Right.
Not necessarily.
Not always.
So
Yeah.
let's dive in.
All right, let's do it.
What's so interesting to me is how we just use these products without even thinking.
Totally. On autopilot.
Yeah.
You know? It's like,
right. Yeah, you just kind of grab whatever.
Grab it, squeeze it on the brush,
Squeeze it on there.
and go.
And brush away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny how,
Right.
I mean, it's interesting how we do that with a lot of different products too.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just toothpaste.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everything.
You're right.
You know, it's like shampoo and,
Yeah.
lotion and everything.
It's true.
We kind of just trust that it's going to
Exactly.
do what it says it's going to do.
Do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah. So I think by understanding the ingredients, we can kind of take back that power.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, knowledge is power, right?
Right.
So the more we understand
Absolutely.
about what we're putting in our bodies and on our bodies.
Right. The better choices we can make.
Yeah.
That align with our values and our preferences.
Exactly.
Sure.
So let's start by dissecting conventional toothpaste.
All right.
Because I think most people use that.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and I know for me, I always stand in the aisle and I'm like,
so many choices.
I don't even know where to begin.
Right.
Yeah. So let's talk about fluoride first.
Okay.
Because I think
The big one, right?
everybody knows.
Yeah.
Fluoride's supposed to be good for your teeth.
Uh-huh. So fluoride's kind of like the gold standard when it comes to preventing cavities.
Yeah.
It's got decades and decades of research behind it, and it's recommended by pretty much every major dental organization and health organization around the world.
Right.
So it's definitely effective.
Right.
But like anything, you got to use it, right?
Yeah. Is there such a thing as too much fluoride?
Yeah. I mean, there is, especially, for young kids who tend to maybe swallow
Weird toothpaste?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
If they get too much fluoride, then it can lead to something called dental fluorosis.
I've heard of that.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what that means is their teeth might develop like little white spots.
Oh, I see.
Or streaks.
Okay.
So it's not like a huge health problem.
Okay.
But it's just a cosmetic thing.
Yeah.
So it's important to just make sure, kids are
Use the right amount.
using the right amount and not swallowing too much.
Okay, so fluoride, good.
Fluoride, good.
But,
in moderation.
Moderation, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that foamy feeling
Oh, yeah.
that you get.
That's sodium lauryl sulfate,
Yeah.
or SLS as it's often called.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that stuff actually
And it actually doing anything?
cleaning our teeth or?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
So the foam itself doesn't actually clean your teeth.
Oh.
It's more about,
Okay.
it's what's called a surfactant.
Okay.
So it helps the toothpaste
Right.
mix with water and spread around your mouth
I see.
more effectively.
So it's more about like.
Yeah, it's more about like the texture
Okay.
and the application,
Yeah.
but it's not actually,
Okay.
getting
the grime off.
scrubbing away the plaque or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Some people are actually kind of sensitive
Oh.
to SLS.
Interesting.
It can cause like irritation or canker sores for some folks.
Yeah.
So if you're finding that your mouth is kind of
Okay.
feeling a little sensitive after you brush your teeth,
Right.
it might be the SLS.
Interesting.
So luckily there's a lot of
Yeah.
SLS-free options out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. So instead of SLS, they use
Oh.
gentler surfactants
Okay.
like cocoamidopropylbutane,
Okay.
which is a mouthful, I know, or glucosides,
Okay.
which are derived from like plants.
Okay.
So they tend to be a little bit
Interesting.
gentler and less likely to
Wow.
cause those irritation issues.
Okay, so if you're having sensitivity,
Yeah, definitely check the label.
look for SLS free.
Look for SLS free. Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's a game changer for a lot of people.
Wow. Okay, so speaking of ingredients that are kind of disappearing from toothpastes.
All right.
What about triclosan?
Triclosan, yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, I feel like I used to see that.
Yeah, it used to be everywhere.
Everywhere.
Right, it was like in everything.
Right, and now you don't see it as much.
Yeah, now it's kind of fading away.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
So basically, there's been growing concern about triclosan's potential link to antibiotic resistance. Which is a big deal.
Right.
Basically, what happens is when bacteria are constantly exposed to antibacterial agents like triclosan, they can kind of evolve and become resistant
to those agents.
If that makes sense.
And so then when you actually get an infection, it's harder to treat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the bacteria are like, oh, I know this trick.
Yeah, they're immune to it.
Yeah, they're like, I'm not scared of that.
Right.
So
that's scary.
Yeah, it's a little concerning.
Yeah.
And there's also some potential concerns about hormonal effects.
Oh, wow.
With triclosan.
Really?
To kind of address these concerns, most major brands have actually just like phased it out.
Wow. So they just took it out.
Yeah. They're like, you know what?
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. We don't need this.
Yeah.
We can find other ways.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of a good news story.
Yeah.
You know, in a way, because it shows that these companies are actually listening to concerns.
That's good.
And, you know, taking action.
Yeah. And I guess the science is always evolving. It's constantly changing.
So what we know now might be different from what we knew 10 years ago.
And what we'll know 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay, so let's talk about artificial sweeteners and flavorings.
Yeah.
Because I gotta admit, I do like a good minty blast.
Yeah, me too. It's refreshing, right?
Yeah, it feels clean.
It feels clean.
Yeah, but are those actually doing anything for our teeth?
Good question. So not directly. They're not like actively fighting cavities or anything like that.
So their main purpose is to...
Yeah. Their main purpose is to make the toothpaste...
Taste better.
Taste better so that people actually want to use it.
Right. Because if it tasted terrible...
Yeah. Who would want to brush their teeth?
Nobody.
Right.
So I guess that's important.
It's important. Yeah. You got to find something.
You got to make it appealing.
You got to make it appealing.
Yeah.
And, you know...
Right.
It's not just about taste. It's also about, like the feeling.
The feeling, like that tingling sensation that you get from peppermint oil.
Right. That makes you feel like...
Yeah, it makes you feel like something's happening.
Like it's working.
Right. Like it's clean.
Exactly. So it's all psychological.
With a little bit of psychology.
But I guess if it gets people to brush...
Exactly.
Then that's a win.
That's a win.
Okay. So now let's talk about natural alternatives.
All right, let's dive into the natural world.
Because I think this is
where it gets really interesting.
This is what I'm really fascinated by.
Yeah, me too, me too.
Why are so many people turning to natural oral care products?
Well, I think there's a broader trend towards natural products in general.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
People are just kind of...
Like more aware of
what they're putting in and on their bodies.
Ingredients and all that.
Right. They're reading labels more carefully.
Oh, right.
And they're looking for things that,
you know, are plant-based and gentler and, you know, free of harsh chemicals.
Okay. So specifically in dental care.
Yeah. So in dental care, one ingredient that's been getting a lot of attention is neem.
Neem.
Have you heard of neem?
I have heard of it.
Okay.
But tell me more.
Yeah. So neem has been used in dental care for centuries in South Asia.
Wow.
So it's got a long history of traditional use.
So it's not just some new fad.
No, it's been around for a long time.
Interesting.
And recent studies are actually starting to suggest that it does have some antibacterial properties.
Oh, wow.
Which is exciting, you know, for people who are
looking for natural alternatives.
Looking for a natural alternative to, you know, conventional antibacterial agents.
Okay.
But we still need more research to really compare neem's effectiveness.
To something like fluoride.
To something like fluoride, yeah. Okay.
Because fluoride has just been studied.
Right.
So extensively.
Yeah, it's been around forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not as simple as saying natural is always better.
Yeah, natural doesn't automatically equal better.
Yeah. You really have to look at the science.
You got to look at the evidence.
Yeah.
And see what the research says.
Yeah. What about like mineral-based ingredients?
Oh, yeah. Those are a good example of natural ingredients that actually have a lot of evidence to support their use.
Okay. Like what?
So things like calcium carbonate, which is basically chalk.
Oh, okay.
And baking soda.
Okay.
These are gentle abrasives.
Okay.
They can actually effectively remove plaque when they're properly formulated.
I see.
So they're not going to be like
right.
super harsh on your teeth.
Yeah.
But they can actually help to kind of scrub away
that stuff off.
The buildup.
Okay, so those are good options.
Yeah, those are good options, and they've been, proven to be effective.
All right.
Over many years of use.
What about essential oils?
Essential oils. Yeah, those are another
because I feel like
popular one.
Tea tree oil, peppermint oil.
Right, they smell good.
Yeah, they smell good.
They feel refreshing.
Right.
So a lot of essential oils actually do have natural antimicrobial properties.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they can actually help to kill bacteria.
So they are doing something.
They are doing something.
Okay.
But the key is concentration and formulation.
Okay.
Because, you can't just like slather tea tree oil on your teeth.
Right.
It needs to be used in a safe and effective way.
Okay, so how can we, as consumers, cut through all the noise?
Yeah, it's a lot, right?
It's a lot.
It's over.
I don't even know where to begin.
So when you're trying to make
informed choices about your dental care products, I think it boils down to 4 key considerations.
All right, I'm ready. Lay it on me.
All right, so number 1, your personal needs.
Okay.
Everybody's different.
Right.
Some people have sensitive teeth. Some people have gum problems.
Yeah.
Some people are more prone to cavities.
Right.
So the right product for you is going to be the one that addresses your specific concerns.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, number 2.
Okay.
Scientific evidence.
Yeah.
There are a lot of claims out there.
Oh, yeah.
On product labels.
Marketing claims.
Marketing hype.
Right.
They're trying to sell you stuff.
Yeah, they want you to buy their product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to be a bit of a detective.
Okay.
And look for the evidence.
Like clinical studies.
Yeah. Are there actual clinical studies that back up the claims?
Right. So it's not just some random person.
Not just some random blogger saying this worked for me. Right. It's like, has this actually been...
Has this been studied?
Studied in a rigorous way.
I like to be a detective.
Yeah, gotta be a detective.
So I guess that goes for like both conventional and natural products.
For everything.
Doesn't matter.
Look for the evidence.
Look for the evidence.
Okay, what about the role of professional guidance?
Oh, that's crucial. Yeah. Your dentist is your best friend when it comes to this stuff.
They know your mouth.
They know your mouth.
Yeah.
They know your history. They know what's going on.
Exactly.
So if you're ever in doubt, talk to your dentist.
Talk to your dentist.
I'll get their recommendations.
And I guess that goes for like, if you're having a problem or...
Yeah, if you have any concerns.
Or even if you just...
want to be...
Want a recommendation.
Proactive.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then the last one, quality assurance.
Quality assurance. Yeah, this is important.
Yeah.
Because...
What do we need to know there?
You want to make sure that the products you're buying are actually high quality.
Yeah.
So look for products from reputable manufacturers.
Okay.
Who follow good manufacturing practices.
Okay. So basically...
Yeah, so basically...
Companies that are...
Doing things the right way. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're using quality ingredients.
Yeah.
They're testing their products.
Yeah.
They're making sure that everything is safe and effective.
Okay, so there's no magic bullet.
No magic bullet.
Right. It's not like one size fits all.
Nope. Everybody's different.
Yeah. You really have to kind of...
Yeah, you got to figure out
what works for you.
What works for you.
Yeah.
And what aligns with
your values.
Your values and your priorities.
Right, exactly. Okay. Because like you said,
mm-hmm.
natural doesn't automatically mean safer.
Right, just because it's natural doesn't mean it's good for you.
Right. And then on the flip side...
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Just because it's synthetic.
Doesn't mean it's bad.
Doesn't mean it's bad.
Right.
You know, there are plenty of synthetic ingredients that are perfectly safe.
Exactly. And effective. So I guess it really comes down to...
It comes down to quality formulation and proper use.
Right.
That's really what matters.
More so than whether it's...
it's
natural or artificial.
Natural or artificial, yeah.
Right.
So, you know, commercial toothpaste.
Yeah.
It's been around for a long time.
Right. It's been tested.
It's been rigorously tested for safety and efficacy.
Right.
So
yeah, it's a lot of research behind it.
There's a lot of research behind it.
Yeah.
And natural alternatives can be equally effective when they're properly formulated.
Right. So it's not like one is good. One's not necessarily better.
One's bad. It's just...
than the other.
Different.
They're just different. They have different pros and cons.
Right.
And you got to weigh those.
Okay.
And make the best choice for you.
Okay, so... Any kind of practical tips.
Yeah, so practical tips.
For our listeners, as
you're navigating
this world of dental care.
Yeah.
Be an informed consumer.
Okay.
Read the labels.
Yeah.
Do your research.
Right.
Don't be afraid to try new things.
Okay.
But start with small amounts.
Okay.
Because you never know if you're going to have a reaction to something new.
Yeah.
So start small and see how it goes.
Yeah, and I guess you can also use different products for different needs.
Absolutely.
So like maybe
you
use a sensitive toothpaste at night.
Right.
And then in the morning.
A whitening one in the morning.
You want that bright smile.
Right.
For your day. Yeah. So absolutely you can mix and match and find what works best for you.
So kind of like a customized.
Yeah, your own little
dental care
cocktail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I guess above all.
Yeah, and then of course
the most important thing.
Good oral hygiene.
Is good oral hygiene.
Right. So
brushing and flossing.
Brushing, flossing.
And all that.
And seeing your dentist regularly.
Yes.
That's the foundation.
Regardless of.
Yeah, no matter what products you use.
The products you use, you got to do the basics.
You got to do the basics.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
All right. Well, there you have it.
There you go.
We decoded
it.
The dental care aisle.
The mysteries of the dental care aisle.
And given you the knowledge to make more informed choices.
Absolutely.
So we're no longer just,
Yeah, you're not just blindly trusting.
Right, blindly trusting.
Whatever the labels are.
You're an educated consumer.
Yeah.
You're an educated consumer.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
All right, so now that you're armed with all this information, here's a question to ponder.
I like it.
What one ingredient will you be paying closer attention to?
Interesting.
The next time you choose
when you're in the aisle.
A dental care product.
What are you going to be looking for?
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah, think about it.
Happy